Hi, I'm John with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember that anytime you work on an appliance, make sure that it is unplugged or the circuit breaker is turned off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also, make sure to turn off the hot and cold water supplies. We're going to show you how to install a new water inlet valve for your Frigidaire washer. It's a really easy job that only requires a Phillips head screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, and a few minutes of your time. When you open the package, you'll get one new water inlet valve. The reason why you'd be replacing the water inlet valve is if there's water leaking during use, if the machine won't fill with water, if it won't stop filling with water, or if there's no hot or cold water. To replace the part, you'll need to access the back side of the washing machine. The water inlet valve is located on the top right-hand corner of the washer. To access the water inlet valve, you're going to need to remove this top panel assembly. To do so, you're going to need to loosen and remove the two retaining screws. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen and remove the two screws. Then, slide back the top panel, lift it up, and then you can remove it. With the top panel removed, you can now access the water inlet valve assembly. Start by removing each of these wiring harnesses. The blue goes to the blue valve, green to green, and red to red, so putting it back on later will be simple. You also need to remove this small connection here that's on the side of the valve. Now, use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen and remove the two screws that hold the water inlet valve in place. At the rear of the washing machine, there's a grommet assembly that needs to be removed. To do so, you'll need to use a flat blade screwdriver to lift up on each of these tabs that will allow you to pull it out. And once you've lifted up on the tabs, you should be able to slide out the grommet assembly and remove it. You'll now need to remove this vent tube assembly. To do so, turn it counterclockwise slightly, and then pull it back, which will release it. Now we're going to need to pull it out of the machine. With the tube removed, you can now access the second screw. Okay, with the screw removed, you can now slide back the water inlet valve assembly. To do so, pull it straight out. You might need to wiggle it a little bit. And now you can pull it from the machine. From the old water inlet valve, you're going to need to remove these two rubber grommets and transfer them to the new one. Here's the old water inlet valve next to the new one. If you already have the new part, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. With the new water inlet valve, you're going to need to reinstall these two grommets. Simply align them and press them into place. And now we can install it in the machine. You can now position the new water inlet valve, put it under the wiring harness, and have the ends go through the two holes in the back. And now you can align it in the front and push it into place. Then you'll align it with the holes and press it straight into position. With the water valve in place, you can now thread in and tighten the two retaining screws. You can now reinstall this plastic tube assembly, put it under the wiring harness, and the end's going to go out the hole in the back. Then you're going to align it, press it into place, and finally you're going to turn it clockwise to lock it into place. At the rear of the machine, you can now reinstall this plastic grommet assembly. Simply align it, and you'll push it into place until it snaps in. You can now reconnect the wiring harness connectors. Red goes to the red solenoid, green connector goes to the green solenoid, and blue to blue. Afterwards, reconnect this small wire that goes to the thermistor, reinstall the top panel, set it in place, and you're going to slide it forward until this here clips into place. Thread in and tighten the two retaining screws. Now that the top panel is in place, then reconnect the power cord, turn on the water supply, check for any leaks, and if everything is fine, then your washer should be ready for use. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. And be sure to check out our other repair videos on our website, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel.